Hello, Fraser from the Most Dangerous Podcast. So as you can see, this is not the usual studio that myself and James record from. We've not had an issue. I'm at a cheer competition this weekend. Any of our regular listeners will know that happens 3 times a year. I go and suffer at the cheerleading competition, watching my daughters, because that's great, but the rest of the time it's hard work. So on Thursday night, James for some reason couldn't do it, didn't tell me why, must be up to something. And Wednesday night I went to see Huey Morgan, the fun-loving criminal, live in Liverpool. So we've just struggled to fit one in. So I thought I'd just put a wee thing out there, obviously for Spotify's algorithm, so they don't think that we've just disappeared. And just to give you a wee 10 minutes taster. So we've been doing flights, and I've got a couple of short stories that I thought about doing as a podcast, but they're not really long enough, that I'm just going to read to you now, and you can listen, or you can just go and wait till we come back and do a proper episode next week. It's up to you. So the first one, on May the 25th, 2000, Philippine Airlines flight 812 with 278 passengers and 13 crew members was flying from Davao City to Manila when it was hijacked DB Cooper style by a man armed with a gun and a hand grenade. The man, who was later identified as Augusto Lacandula, ordered the pilots to return to Davao. After they told him that they didn't have enough fuel, he instructed them to reduce their altitude so that he could jump out. Before jumping, he robbed the passengers of their money and asked the crew to teach him how to use his homemade parachute. It's like a fucking bedsheet or something. One of the pilots realised that his low-quality parachute had no ripcord and quickly made one for the hijacker with a curtain sash. The pilots decompressed the cabin and opened the rear door before one of the crew pushed Lacunda out. Fuck you, bye. He left behind his gun and one shoe. Lacandula did not survive the jump. His remains were found in the forest, even though the money he stole was missing. Someone's found the body and took the fucking money. It was suggested that his poor quality parachute initially deployed, but later failed, sending him plummeting to earth. What a knob. Just pausing while these people on their school run walk past me so I don't look like a complete div. So the second wee story is one that I remember quite well. It's about the golfer Payne Stewart, and I remember because my uncle was quite a big golfing fan, and he was gutted about this, and as a lot of people were. Payne Stewart was a very, very much loved golfer, but it's quite a scary story, really. On October the 25th, 1999, golf legend Payne Stewart boards a private jet, a Learjet 35. I did actually think about doing a podcast on the Learjets, because I know there's been quite a few crashes in Learjets, and then I didn't want Learjet to fucking sue me for bad mouthing them. Possibly not always Learjet's fault. So yeah, just for the disclaimer, I'm not blaming Learjet here in this situation. The flight was heading from Orlando to Dallas. It was a routine flight. On board there were 2 pilots and 4 passengers, including Payne Stewart. Just months after winning the US Open, the jet took off around 9 a.m, but not long after, air traffic control tried to contact the cockpit. No reply. The plane kept climbing past its designated altitude. It levelled off at 39,000 feet and just kept going straight on, silent. Fighter jets were scrambled. When they caught up with the plane, what they saw was chilling. The cockpit windows were frosted up and no one was moving. Everyone on board was unconscious. The cause? A sudden loss of cabin pressure. Likely within minutes of takeoff, the crew and passengers suffered hypoxia, which is oxygen deprivation. They didn't even have time to react. The jet continued on autopilot for nearly 4 hours. Imagine that. It's called a ghost flight. I looked up, I was going to do ghost flights. Across multiple states until it ran out of fuel and crashed in a South Dakota field. All 6 people on board were killed. No distress call, no warning. Payne Stewart was just 42, a 3-time major champion, known for his old school style and huge personality. What a sad story. A horrible thing. Thankfully they wouldn't really have known anything about it, but what sort of creeped me out is the fact that this plane was just flying through the sky with these 6 people. I imagine, it says they were unconscious, I imagine they would have died quite quickly, because if there was no oxygen they would go unconscious first and then die, so they're probably all dead on board, just flying and flying and flying. So yeah, 2 wee scary stories. I like them. Well, I don't like them, that sounds terrible, people died, but you know, I thought the stories were interesting, and yeah, not big enough to do a pod, but like I said, I'm just here to catch up and just basically say to everyone, we will be back next week as normal. It's my week. I've already picked my subject. It's a belter. I was going to read one of these wee short stories, so now I'm just concentrating on the main subject. It's a good one. It's a story everyone knows, but it's a story that I think is interesting, and as much as I knew the story in research, there's a lot that I didn't know about the story, so I think it'll be interesting. Another thing is, again, we've grown a lot. You know, we've obviously thanked Ricky from Lads Anonymous for coming on. He's done a bit of promotion for us, so thanks again, Ricky. It's always great to have another podcaster on board and chat about podcasting, so we'll do that again sometime. We will probably have another guest on for the draw episode. I think we're going to start doing that now. We really want to sort of connect with other members of the podcast community, so if any of you are listening and want a part of our show, want us to be a part of your show, let us know. We're always interested. We're very cheap. But yeah, and like, subscribe, share. If you listen to us on Spotify, we're on YouTube now. Just give us a subscribe, even if you don't watch it. All helps. Try and auto download on Spotify, because I know we've got a lot more subscribers than we actually get downloads. So people are, I don't know, when maybe listening to us at a later date. But if you auto download, like happened to me the other day, there's a couple of podcasts, Lads Anonymous being one of them, Earthing Entertainment, some of the podcasts that I listen to, and I went out working somewhere where I had no signal and I couldn't bloody get the podcasts, so I've set them both to auto download. It's always worthwhile doing. So I'm going to go wee short episode. You probably guess I'm sitting in my car if you're watching me, and I'm on the school run. I better go and get my daughter, and then we're off to Doncaster for a cheer competition. Yay! So keep listening, keep subscribing. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye bye.